Hello, my name is Grace and welcome to this installment of PUC Film and TV Department's tutorial videos. In this installment, we will be going over the blender and the aperture LED lights. When checking out the Lowell blender lights, and when you're checking them back in, you want to make sure that you have all of the things still in the case. That being the blender light, the light stand mount, the battery power supply, the handle mount, the airbox softbox, the AC power supply, and 4 filters: clear, diffusion, ice, and checkered. Not every kit has all 4 filters. When you're checking it out, you want to make sure if yours has them or not. In the aperture LED bag, we have the LED panel, the clear diffuser, the tungsten diffuser, the power supply, light stand attachment, and the metal mount. When getting power to your blender light, you have 2 options. You can either request a battery when checking out and very carefully slide the battery into the mount, as these little prongs inside will break very easily. You then take the other end and then carefully insert your battery adapter into the base of the light and then turn slightly to hold it in place. You need to be careful with this as well because there are also prongs on this that can break easily. Or if you don't want to use batteries, or you have AC power nearby, or you can simply use the wall adapter, carefully insert and turn, and then plug the other end into the wall. When getting power to your aperture LED light, you again have 2 options. You can either request and check out batteries that you can then carefully slide into the back, again being careful because of the fragile prongs, or by using its wall adapter, which one end goes into an outlet, the other which will carefully plug into the DC adapter on the back. To change the color temperature of your light, when using the aperture LED light, you can simply slide out the clear diffuser and slide in the tungsten diffuser, or vice versa. With the blender light, you can adjust the color temperature by adjusting the knobs on the back. One that will add a warmer light temperature, and one that will add a cooler light temperature. When attaching the blender light to a light stand, simply make sure that the light stand mount is still attached. Slide it over the top of the light stand. Tighten with the knobs on this side. When attaching the aperture LED light to a light stand, you want to first take the metal mount and the light stand adapter and screw it into the bottom very carefully. There's also an attachment on either side, depending on where you want the light to be. Usually it just goes onto the bottom. Once that is in place, you can then use the knobs to adjust the stand, and then slide that over onto the top of the light stand, and tighten the knobs like so. Make sure that all the knobs are tightened and the light is secure in its place and it will not be tipping over or falling off. Because these lights are LEDs and therefore very efficient, you are able to plug multiple into one outlet without risking tripping the breaker. But Grace, what if I've set up these lights but I have to leave set? Now, if for any reason you have to leave set while these lights are set up, either take them down and carefully put them away, or make sure that they are level, secure, and that the tripod is weighted down with a sandbag so that it does not tip over, and that any cords or cables are carefully taped down so that people do not trip over them. Even if I'm only going to be gone for a moment, yes. Because if you leave the lights unattended without making sure that they're secure, they can easily tip over and break. And remember, be very careful when setting up, using, or taking down these lights, because they are very fragile and will break easily. When using a light stand, loosen the knob, carefully pull 3 sides out. You want the legs to be horizontal, and then you can tighten down the knob again until they are secured in that place. If you're on uneven ground, have the cable coming off, or you just want to make sure that the light stand is secure, take a sandbag and place it on the supports to keep it from tipping over. Before raising the light stand, make sure that the light is firmly secured to the stand, and then raise the top part of the light stand first, as it will then be easier to raise the bottom half rather than trying to raise the top half once you've already raised the bottom half. Fold them carefully when returning them, making sure that they are back in their correct position. And if you're checking out multiple light stands at once, you can request a bag when checking them out that will keep them safe in transport. And there you go. Have fun lighting, and remember, respect the equipment. Safety first.